Hi, so I'm here to talk to you about what's called tax transparency. Tax transparency is a bit of a buzzword and it does cover something of a multitude of sins. What it really means is different measures that tax authorities around the world are putting in place so they've got greater visibility over taxpayers' affairs. Because as you can imagine, all tax authorities, all governments are on the hunt for increased revenue. So two key subsectors of tax transparency are a piece of legislation called the Foreign Account Tax Compliant Act, FATCA, and the Common Reporting Standard, CRS. These come under the general umbrella heading of automatic exchange of information. So what that means is pretty much all the mainstream jurisdictions, global jurisdictions that you can think of, have signed up to information exchange agreements under which they agree to transfer financial and personal data about residents or investors who are investing in their country but resident in another country. So for example, if I as a UK resident had a bank account in Australia, information about that bank account, including account number, balance, credits to the account, amounts in and out, that data would be sent by the Australian Taxation Office to HMRC, and HMRC would then be able to interrogate that data and compare it to my tax return and see if there were any discrepancies. A lot of people think, well, it just affects banks. It's just the banks who will be reporting on their customers. That is something of a misunderstanding. It is banks, but it's also building societies, it's also brokers, it's also custodians, it's also nominees, it's also trustees on behalf of trusts, it can even be charities. It's private equity funds, it's leveraged funds, it's buyout funds. It doesn't matter whether the vehicle is tax transparent or non-tax transparent. It doesn't matter whether it's a partnership or corporate, a foundation. Any kind of legal arrangement could, in theory, be core. Well, it will be receiving literally millions of pieces of information from tax authorities all around the world, and it will then interrogate it. In the old days, it would have required a lot of manpower. However, now it's got quite an increasingly sophisticated technology and computer systems that enables it to interrogate this data at top speed. So what we're seeing at the moment is a number of letters, quite a large number of letters, going out to clients and to non-clients. And these letters are what I would call nudge letters. They are saying, we've got some data that seems to indicate that perhaps your tax return isn't quite complete. Is there anything you'd like to tell us? The beauty of these letters from HMRC's point of view is that they are doing the investigative work for them. They are basically saying to customers, do you want to come clean because this is your last chance? And as Dawn will speak next, if you fail to come clean, then the penalties increase and they can be very severe. The second wave of information exchange is happening September this year, so now really is the time to start taking it seriously.